This is a little bit awkward. Let's have some tea, shall we? So, this is my first video, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about. Let's start with the basics. I'm 49. Yeah. I feel like I'm 22, maybe 21, but I'm 49. Next year is the big 50. And honestly, I don't feel like I'm going to be 50. 50, my God. When my parents are 50, they were old. When my grandparents are 50, I think they were really old. But I don't know because obviously I wasn't born then. So 49. 49 starts a YouTube channel. Now, there's so much stuff I could talk about. So many things. So many things. So many things I've experienced, which is crazy considering I'm only 21. So, don't know. I mean, I'm British. You know that. Tea. But I don't live in the UK. I live in Germany. In fact, I live in Munich. We've just had the Oktoberfest. The craziness that is the Oktoberfest. The drunks, the loud music, the people throwing up all over the train stations. I mean, we live far out now. We live in the suburbs. When we lived in the centre, people used to ring our doorbell every night, all night long. They used to throw up on our doorstep. They used to have arguments outside the flat. And, you know, it was accepted and it was kind of cool. It makes a city very rich, makes a city very famous, and it's kind of fun. When I was younger, let's say 20s, 30s, we were here, all our friends would visit every year without fail. They'd come over, we'd all get drunk. It was such a good time, but it was also the worst because, and I'm not so good at alcohol, I'm good at tea. So yeah, the city has returned back to its usual nice, peaceful state, where people tell you what to do, where people beep at you for no reason, where old ladies cycle past you shouting. No, not really. Well, old ladies cycle into you shouting if you don't watch out. So I'm truly an expat. In fact, I'm not just British. Funny story. This little thing happened in 2016 called Brexit, which meant I had to get German citizenship. So now I have 2 nationalities. I am a British and I'm also a Deutsch. So there you go. Oh, and I have 2 kids. They're also Deutsch and British, but that was awarded at birth. So they didn't have to take any exams and language tests and pick up certificates. No. But that's all another story. That was all during COVID lockdowns when I had to do all that. It was kind of cool, I guess, looking back now. I love autumn. Autumn is actually my favourite time of year. I love the leaves. I love the way they change. I love the wind. We've had the most insane winds the last 2 days, which I don't know if they're anything to do with the hurricane in Florida. Maybe it's the tail end. Maybe it's the one from last week. But it was a bit crazy yesterday. But beautiful crazy. Wild, wild wind and the rain battering and cold, rosy cheeks, but cold and icy winds. And I love it. I love autumn. Autumn's my favourite time of year. I love it so much. Today it's raining. Yesterday not so much, but it's still windy and kind of cool. And yeah, best time of year. Spring is also good. Spring is the beginning. Autumn is the end. Autumn is dying. You can smell the earth as it's that gorgeous dying smell. Winter I don't like so much. Winter in Munich is pretty harsh and miserable, but I have 2 kids and I drag them off to the forest and they're happy. I love the forest. I love outdoors. I love herbalism. I love candles. See the candle behind me? I love so much of everything in life. I try to do gratitude every day. I don't. I try to meditate every day. I don't. I used to do yoga. I have kids now. I don't. I used to run. I used to run a lot. I ran back from school this morning. I walked them to school, 1.5 kilometers or almost 2 kilometers, and I ran back and my knee didn't give out. Old age. 49, things start going weird. You start getting fatter a little bit, no matter how much you eat or drink. So you have to reduce all of that and keep everything in check. So I'm trying to do that. Stopped drinking a while ago. Running 2 kilometers twice a week, slowly. I'd like to get back up to longer. I used to run half marathons, normally 10k, but those were again pre-kid, pre-knee injury times that happened in the Copenhagen half marathon. So what happened this week in my life? Let's see. My sister came to visit last weekend and she bought me some slippers. Now I'm 49 and for the last 10 years or so I have not had a pair of slippers. As I said, it's cold in winter, it's freezing in winter. Our floors are cold. We have either tiled floors or wooden floors. No underfloor heating except the bathroom, and I can't really hang out in the bathroom. So I have cold feet all the time. And hey, guess what? Slippers. It's just amazing. Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Slippers. Slippers on your feet. And last winter we bought an electric blanket. Sit on the sofa, watch TV. Electric blanket. Amazing. Took me 40 odd years to discover all these things. My grandmother knew it. See, she had a house that had no central heating in the UK, and it was windy there. It was closest to the seaside. It was an old Victorian house. She had fires in each room, except she didn't like the fire in the bedrooms anymore. And my mum grew up in this house. I don't know how she coped in winter with no central heating. I guess everyone did back then. My grandmother would, when we visited in wintertime, my grandmother would put the electric blanket on half an hour before we went to bed, and I'd climb into this bed with my sister. We always shared a bed, and it was so snugly warm. And even though it'd get cold at night because the air was cold, the bed was always snugly warm. Best thing. So, electric blankets, slippers, best thing that happened this week. So, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Don't know if anyone's going to watch this, but you know, I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I know about growing up in the 80s, 90s. 90s were cool. 90s were best. Oasis reforming. I saw them here in Munich a few years ago with an audience of 5,000 people. The best part of being an expat is you get to see your favourite bands from home play really small venues in your country. I saw so many bands here in tiny 5,000 people venues. Coldplay, Oasis, Snow Patrol, that play the O2 Arena or huge venues in the UK. It's great. So that was one cool thing. But I think they might play the Olympiahalle if they come to Munich next year, so scrap that. My husband used to also do local stagehand work when he first moved here, which is building all the stages for all the big concerts. So he would get to see them all for free. He would get me in for free quite often. It's all co-play so many times. Sometimes I paid, sometimes for free. Faceless was really cool. That was Tickle's Corner. That was great. Some great bands. I'm not really into music as much anymore because kids, work, cat, who's somewhere. So yeah, I'll talk about the cat another day. He's from the Ukraine. He's our rescue cat. He wasn't supposed to be here for 2.5 years, but yet here he is still with us, our cat. Okay. Anyway, cheers. So, why have I started a YouTube channel? Why would a 49-year-old woman start a YouTube channel? I don't know. Everyone starts YouTube channels for different reasons. Who wants to know about me? Who wants to watch my videos? Everything's been done before. People are more beautiful than me. People are more educated than me. People have so much more to say. They have much better hair than me. And yeah, so why me? I don't know. You know what? Because I want to. Because I want to and because I can. So let's see what happens. I want to spend more time doing the things that I love and less time doing the things that I don't love. So interesting to see what you guys think. What do you do? How do you unplug from the world? Do you turn your phone off? Do you go into nature? Do you read a book? Do you go to bed and sleep? Do you watch a movie? Do you see friends? Do you travel? Do you lie on a blanket in the middle of the park and stare at the clouds? So we all unplug differently, on different days. It doesn't have to be one thing that we do all the time. So yes, about me. Why do I want to start this channel? I suppose there's a connection that might be missing. I'm here, we're a very, very tight family, and we have no support network in the area. So you find yourself making friends, you get closer, you go out, and then they disappear. They move away, they go back home, they get placed somewhere else with their jobs. It's the expat life. And it's tough. It's tough. We've lost a lot of friends over the years. And yes, you keep in touch, of course, but it's not the same as being here. It's challenging, let's just say that. And I think the last 4 years have also demonstrated how much we need human connection, how much we need just that physical closeness to someone else, even just a cup of tea in the kitchen when your friends pop round for something. It's hard. So, don't know, maybe I'm just seeking connection. Maybe I want to meet other like minded people. I've done some women's circles, those are really cool. But maybe I'm not ready to be quite that vulnerable either. I know I'm talking to a camera and complete strangers here, but women's circles, when you do one-on-one things, that's quite tough when you start opening up. So yeah, I've done these things, and I'm in a book club, made some great friends there, of which 2 have moved away. But yeah, so here I am in my little home office on a Friday, thinking about, why do I want to make this channel? I think also being 49, I've lived quite a full life. I've been with the same guy 29 years, which, to quote him, you get less for murder. Thank you, Mr. Georgia. Thank you very much. We've had fun, and now we're in the slower pace where we have kids and we just hunker down and we stay at home. But sometimes we do want to go out, and sometimes once a year we tend to go out to the cinema, which is ridiculous, once a year. So I want to make changes in my life, positive changes, but nothing major, just small little tweaks here and there, little things to improve my life. And yeah, what would I like to do? My ideal life would be not working anymore, being in a house with a bigger garden with some polytunnels, maybe some chickens, maybe some bees. I don't know what I'll talk about. Life as an expat, how we've managed over the years, how we managed navigating all sorts of issues in Germany, bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is insane here. Everything takes a monumental effort. Recently, we had no internet for 3 weeks. I've been here 21 years, and you think I'd be able to switch internet provider without it going haywire, but it didn't. So we had 3 weeks without internet, and it was a complete disaster. It was terrible. We had to talk to each other. Imagine. So many things. I have so many stories. Our travels, our trip to India on bikes, when we almost died many times, but we made it. It was cool. Life is good. Life is good. I think I want to talk about life being good. And if situations are bad, then you make them good. You make the best of it. That whole old adage, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I am an eternal optimist. My mum's always said that. And I do see the best in things, in situations, and in people. And with that, I think it's time to drink my tea and sign off and say thank you for watching, and see you next time. Cheerio!